Welcome, dear learners, to the new session on Fundamentals of Financial Inclusion and Cyber Safety. We will cover today Advanced Cyber Security Practices Part 1. I am Anurag Bhatt, Assistant Director, Computer IT, Uttarakhand Open University, Haldwani. Today's learning objectives are: what is cybersecurity? Why cybersecurity matters in financial inclusion? Role-based access control, encryption techniques, data loss prevention, intrusion detection and prevention, firewall architecture, advanced cybersecurity, various best practices followed in today's scenario. In the last lecture, we were discussing about the advanced tools and technologies that are being utilized to improve cybersecurity. AI-powered threat detection uses artificial intelligence to detect, predict, and respond to cyber threats in real time. Blockchain security. It enhances data integrity and transparency through decentralized and tamper-proof systems. Zero trust security models. It ensures strict identity verification and access control, assuming no user or device is automatically trusted. Security automation tools streamline and automate incident response, threat analysis, and vulnerability management. So, in the last session, we had covered AI powered threat detection, blockchain security, zero trust security models, and security automation tools. Now, what is cybersecurity? Protection of internet connected systems. So the main aim of cybersecurity is to provide protection of internet connected systems. See, it safeguards hardware, software and data from the various threats. It also provides confidentiality, prevents unauthorized access to sensitive information. Next is integrity. It ensures data remains accurate and unaltered throughout the process, throughout the system. Also, cybersecurity is responsible for the availability. Systems remain accessible when needed. Why cybersecurity matters in financial inclusion? So, the point arises in our mind that why it is so crucial, why cybersecurity has very good importance in financial inclusion. So first one is trust enables adoption. Users must feel confident in digital systems. For example, if we are using any mobile app of a banking software, so we are confident that it may provide good or best results. It may provide availability, security from the intrusion detection. And second one is customer data protection. It safeguards sensitive financial information. Last but not the least is digital platform increase risk, because whenever we are exposed towards the digital platform and if we don't care about the cyber security, so it may arise some kind of risk also. So more access points create vulnerability. Whenever we are exposed to digital platforms, then it will increase risk also. So that's why cyber security matters a lot in financial inclusion. So whenever there are more access points, it will automatically create more vulnerability. Now, evolving cyber threat landscape. First one is phishing attacks, digital wallet attacks, ransomware, data breaches. So now let us start with phishing attacks. Deceptive emails targeting credentials. Phishing attacks basically comprises of similar or deceptive emails which are very similar to the original messages, and the targeting credentials and the credentials of the user private data is compromised through the email, and the user or recipient thinks that it is sent by authenticated user, but it was sent by the attacker. So that's why phishing attacks, we have to keep it in our mind. Second one is digital wallets attacks, targeting mobile payment systems. Third one is ransomware. It encrypts systems until payment is made. So it asks for payment until uh, and it encrypts the system, and whenever payment is done, then only they promise to decrypt it. Last but not the least is data breaches. Theft of sensitive customer information is called as data breaches. Now, multi-factor authentication. Something you know, that is password or PIN. So many kind of factors are associated. For example, OTP, biometrics, and PIN. Something you have, phone or security token. Third one is something you are, fingerprint or facial scan. So these all covers the multi-factor authentication. Now, biometric authentication, fingerprint scanning, quick verification at ATMs and on mobile apps. This will cover the biometric authentication, that is fingerprint scanning. Widely adopted and understood by users. Facial recognition is the second one. It is contactless verification gaining popularity. Enables secure remote onboarding. Third one is voice authentication. These all are covered under biometric authentication. So, voice authentication is very helpful for visually impaired users, effective for phone banking verification. Now, role-based access control. Role-based access control comprises of basic user, which has limited access to own account only, service agent, which has customer service functions, no admin rights, and next one is system administrator, full system access, carefully monitored. Now, identity and access management, that is IAM, centralized control. Second one is secure onboarding and digital audit trails. Now discuss it one by one. Centralized control, single system manages all user credentials. It enforces consistent security policies. Now, secure onboarding. It is verified identity before access is granted. And in this, proper permission assignment. Last but not the least is digital audit trails. It tracks all login attempts and activities, essential for regulatory compliance. Data security essentials. Now, 80% breaches are there. Financial data breaches involve personal information. 5.9 million US dollars cost, average cost of financial data breach, and according to the records, 63% trust users who abandon services after breach. Now we have encryption techniques, that is symmetric encryption, asymmetric encryption, end-to-end encryption, SSL and TLS. SSL stands for Secured Socket Layer and TLS stands for Transport Layer Security. Now, encryption type, its key concepts and purpose and uses. So, symmetric encryption uses the same key for encryption and decryption. It is faster, but key sharing is challenging. Whereas asymmetric encryption uses public and private key pairs. It is slower but more secure for transmissions. Next is end-to-end encryption. In this, only sender and receiver can read data, and it is essential for securing messaging in banking. SSL and TLS. It secures data in transit. Looks for the HTTPS on banking websites. So this is mandatory, or this is good for the banking websites. Now, data loss prevention. Data loss prevention is identification, monitoring and prevention. So we have to locate where sensitive data resides, classify the data by sensitive levels. Then monitoring is done to track data movement across systems, flag suspicious activity patterns. Now, prevention. Prevention is to block unauthorized transfers, encrypt data before sharing is allowed. Tokenization and anonymization. Token replacement is card numbers replaced with random tokens, original data stored in secure vault. Second one is payment security. It enables secure tap to pay systems. Merchants never see actual card numbers. Last is compliance. Helps meet PCI DSS requirements. It reduces scope of compliance audits. So compliance basically reduce whenever there are compliance audits. So it is resulting into the reduction of scope of the audits of compliance. Network and Endpoint Security, a Cybersecurity Essentials Guide. A comprehensive overview of network protection, endpoint security, application safeguards, and threat response strategies for IT environments. Network Security Fundamentals. Data protection during transmission, security tools deployment, defense in-depth strategy. So, data protection during transmission, it is safeguarding sensitive information as it travels across various networks. Security tools deployment is strategic implementation of firewalls, IDS and IPS systems. Defense in depth strategy, multiple security layers protecting critical infrastructure. Now, firewall architecture. Hardware firewalls, software firewalls and filtering types. Physical appliances, enterprise grade protection, higher throughput are for the hardware firewalls. And in software firewalls, it is OS integrated solutions, host based protection and flexible deployment. And in the filtering types, we have packet inspection, stateful analysis, proxy services. Intruder detection and prevention. Detection capabilities identifies suspicious patterns through signature and anomaly based detection methods. Next is prevention functions. Automatically blocks malicious traffic before network compromise occurs. Real time responses. Immediate threat neutralization through automated countermeasures. VPN and secure remote access. So VPN is virtual private network, that is the public network untrusted connection point. VPN tunnel, encrypted data pathway, and corporate network provides the secure destination. So we have public network, VPN tunnel and corporate networks. Endpoint security solutions. We have workstations, anti-malware and system hardening, IoT devices, network segmentation and firmware updates, mobile devices, MDM solutions and app controls, servers, enhanced monitoring and protection. Now, DevSecOps integration. Production monitoring, it is continuous security validation. Testing and QA, it maintains security scanning and penetration testing. Then development, it is secure coding practices and reviews. Planning, planning is security requirements definition. Web application firewalls. Now traffic inspection, it analyzes all HTTP or HTTPS requests. It attack prevention, then it blocks SQL injection and XSS attempts. Rule enforcement, it applies security policies to web traffic. Mobile app security, secure coding, input validation and data encryption. Then API protection, it is token based authentication. Next is data storage, it is encrypted containers for sensitive information, that is data storage. And runtime checks are jailbreak detection and integrity verification. Timely, because these checks can be used to maintain or to get the inputs at the runtime. For example, jailbreak detection and integrity verification. Patch management strategy. Vulnerability discovery. It is automated scanning, identifies security gaps. Risk assessment. It involves prioritize patches based on threat severity. Then testing. It validates updates in isolated environment. Deployment. It is scheduled rollout with verification. Cyber threat intelligence. 65% preventable breaches with proactive intelligence. 45-minute average detection with proper CTI implementation. Three key sources: open source, internal logs, and ISACs. Now, incident response framework. This is the incident response framework. Security, securing the digital perimeter, a comprehensive approach to cybersecurity. It is protecting our organization in today's threat landscape. It requires a strategic combination of policy, training, and recovery planning. Now, cybersecurity policy framework. What is it? It is acceptable user policies. Clear guidelines are there for digital conduct. Then password requirements. It includes complexity, rotation, and storage rules for the passwords. And data classification. It involves handling procedures for sensitive information. Next is device management. It includes the rules for company and personal devices. Regulatory compliance landscape, GDPR, European data protection requirements, HIPAA, healthcare data protection requirements, PCI DSS, payment card industry security standards, and IEC 27001 International Information Security Standards. These all are the regulatory compliance guidance and the regulatory requirements on the European data, then healthcare data protection requirements, payment card industry security standards, international information security standards, and at first European data protection and requirements, so that our data is protected whenever it is exposed to internet. Now, security awareness training. Threat recognition. It identifies suspicious emails, messages, and activities. Second one is phishing defense. It spots fraudulent communication attempts such as phishing mails, phishing messages, etc., phishing websites, etc. Social engineering. It prevents manipulation through human interaction. Last one is password hygiene, creating strong, unique credentials. For example, we have alphanumeric, one is caps, and another one is small, numerals, alphanumeric. We can use all type of combinations to protect our password and maintain the password hygiene. Simulated cyber attack drills. Attack simulation. Realistic scenarios targeting specific systems. Response activation. IR team mobilization and containment. Recovery testing. It validates restoration procedures. Performance analysis. It measures response effectiveness and speed. Data backup and recovery strategy. Now, cloud backups, we have off-site redundancy with encryption. In offline storage, we are air-gapped copies, immune to network attacks. Third is automated scheduling, regular backups without human intervention. Last is testing protocol. We have verified recovery capabilities. These all are data backup and recovery strategies. Disaster recovery implementation, incident detection, alert systems identify compromises, containment, it isolate affected systems, data restoration to deploy clean backups, to verification to confirm system integrity. Now, cybersecurity best practices, continuous monitoring. We have to make continuous monitoring, 24/7 surveillance of network activity, regular updates, patch management to address vulnerabilities. Next, defense in depth. Multiple security layers for comprehensive protection. And last is cultural integration, security awareness embedded in the company culture. Now, multi-layer protection and threats. Multi-factor authentication, which we have covered previously also, it combines something you know, you have, and you are. Encryption, it secures data in transit and rest. Common threats, includes ransomware, phishing, inside threats, etc. And defense systems, it includes firewall blocks, IDS, IPS, detect and prevent. Human factors and response. Employee training, when people are both greatest vulnerability and defense. Incident detection, identify, contain and investigate. Response process includes eradicate, recover and document lessons. Now, mobile security, it is limited resources, always on connectivity. So, mobile security is for the limited resources and always on connectivity mode. Standards and planning, compliance importance, legal requirements, client trust, risk management, framework, And backup and recovery includes backups, preserve data, recovery, restores operations. Both require regular testing. And third one is rural inclusion challenges. Limited infrastructure is there for the rural regions, technical knowledge gaps, and cost constraints. Now, learning outcomes of this session are cybersecurity and its role in digital safety and financial inclusion. Learner can have the deep understanding of the applying role-based access control principles to identify common encryption techniques and their uses. We can explain now methods for preventing data loss and detecting intrusions. Describe firewall architecture and its function in network protection. We have recognized and now can apply best practices in advanced cybersecurity. In the next lecture, we will discuss about AI and blockchain in cybersecurity, quantum threats and new encryption methods, zero trust security models, cloud and IoT security issues, cybersecurity for financial inclusion. Thank you, dear learners. I hope this session is beneficial for you. Thanks again.